So, what makes an acid? What makes a substance an acid? What does it have to do?
It gives a certain pH.
It does, yeah, it gives a pH.
Below 7.
Yep, below 7. Yeah, what else? How do we define an acid rather than just on the pH scale? What particle would an acid produce if I dissolve it in water?
It's like alkane and alkenes.
That's organic chemistry. Do you remember that an acid donates the H plus particle, the H plus ion?
Oh yes, I remember this.
So it is what do we call, what's another name for an H plus? It is that's a hydrogen atom which has lost an electron, which means it's positive, which means it's just a proton. Have you heard of it is a proton donor? You heard of that term? Okay. That's how we define it at A level now. So we say an acid is a proton donor. It can donate this H plus particle. So any chemical which has this ability is called an acid. And the common ones we have, so it's a proton donor and produces the H plus ion when dissolved in water. So if it's dissolved out in water, it produces H plus, and actually that's how I get pH. So common acids, we talked about this when we did forming. So common acids that we come across, hydrochloric, you need to know. And you know the formula is
HCl.
HCl, cool. Sulfuric acid.
SO4.
Yeah. What about H2,
SO4.
SO4? Yeah. And nitric acid we also come across.
HNO3.
Yeah, HNO3. So those are the guys you have to know. So we can say the chemical opposite of an acid, which is a bit like a GCSE, is a base. And examples of bases are metal oxides. So something like magnesium oxide, sodium oxide, they're all bases. Metal hydroxides, as well, so sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and also ammonia. And it's ammonia that catches people out. Ammonia has a formula, NH3, and you need to know
It's
that.
ammonia NH4.
Plus, NH4 plus for
So
ammonia.
this hasn't got plus or minus.
No, this is a molecule, it's a neutral molecule. And an alkali is a special type of base. An alkali is a soluble base. And that releases the OH ion in aqueous solution, which releases the hydroxide ion, and that's OH minus, as you know, in aqueous solution. And examples of alkalis, sodium hydroxide, also potassium hydroxide, which is KOH, and ammonium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide as well. I get a salt when I replace the H plus of an acid with a metal ion. So a salt is produced when the H plus ion in an acid is replaced by a metal ion. So we'll do an example of that. So e.g., if my acid is HCl, an example of a salt would be KCl, potassium chloride, because I've replaced the H plus with K plus. So I've just replaced a hydrogen ion with a metal ion, and that's what gives me a salt. And we'll look at how we make salts in the equation.